welcome students to the Rashmi's classes. Today's we'll discuss on NCERT Class 12 Biology.
NCERT Class 12 Biology.
Principles of Inheritance and Variation. The work of Mendel and others who followed him gave us an idea of inheritance patterns. However, the nature of those factors which determine the phenotype was not very clear. As these factors represent the genetic basis of inheritance, understanding the structure of genetic material and the structural basis of genotype and phenotype conversion became the focus of attention in biology for the next century. The entire body of molecular biology was a consequent development with major contributions from Watson, Crick, Nierenberg, Corona, Kornbergs, father and son, Benzer, Monod, Brenner, etc. A parallel problem being tackled was the mechanism of evolution. Awareness and theories of molecular genetics, structural biology, and bioinformatics have enriched our understanding of the molecular basis of evolution. In this unit, the structure and function of DNA and the history and theory of evolution have been examined and explained. James Dewey Watson was born in Chicago on April 6, 1928. In 1947, he received Bachelor's of Science degree in zoology. During these years, his interest in birdwatching had matured into a serious desire to learn genetics. This became possible when he received a fellowship for graduate study in zoology at Indiana University, Bloomington, where he received his Ph.D. degree in 1950 on a study of the effect of hard X-rays on bacteriophage multiplication. He met Crick and discovered their common interest in solving the DNA structure. Their first serious effort was unsatisfactory. Their second effort, based upon more experimental evidence and better appreciation of nucleic acid literature, resulted, early in March 1953, in the proposal of the complementary double helical configuration. Francis Harry Compton Crick was born on June 8, 1916, at Northampton, England. He studied physics at University College, London, and obtained a Bachelor's of Science in 1937. He completed Ph.D. in 1954 on a thesis entitled X-ray diffraction, polypeptides and proteins. A critical influence in Crick's career was his friendship with J.D. Watson, then a young man of 23, leading in 1953 to the proposal of double helical structure for DNA and the replication scheme. Crick was made an FRS in 1959. The honors to Watson with Crick include the John Collins Warren Prize of the Massachusetts General Hospital, in 1959, the Lasker Award in 1960, the Research Corporation Prize, in 1962 and above all, the Nobel Prize in 1962. Have you ever wondered why an elephant always gives birth only to a baby elephant and not some other animal, or why a mango seed forms only a mango plant and not any other plant? Given that they do, are the offspring identical to their parents? Or do they show differences in some of their characteristics? Have you ever wondered why siblings sometimes look so similar to each other? Or sometimes even so different? These and several related questions are dealt with scientifically, in a branch of biology known as genetics. This subject deals with the inheritance, as well as the variation of characters from parents to offspring. Inheritance is the process by which characters are passed on from parent to progeny. It is the basis of heredity. Variation is the degree by which progeny differ from their parents. Humans knew from as early as 8000 to 1000 BC that one of the causes of variation was hidden in sexual reproduction. They exploited the variations that were naturally present in the wild populations of plants and animals to selectively breed and select for organisms that possessed desirable characters. For example, through artificial selection and domestication from ancestral wild cows, we have well-known Indian breeds, example Sahiwal cows in Punjab. We must, however, recognize that though our ancestors knew about the inheritance of characters and variation, they had very little idea about the scientific basis of these phenomena. 4.1 Mendel's Laws of Inheritance. It was during the mid-19th century that headway was made in the understanding of inheritance. Gregor Mendel conducted hybridization experiments on garden peas for even years, 1856 to 1863, and proposed the laws of inheritance in living organisms. During Mendel's investigations into inheritance patterns, it was for the first time that statistical analysis and mathematical logic were applied to problems in biology. His experiments had a large sampling size, which gave greater credibility to the data that he collected. Also, the confirmation of his inferences from experiments on successive generations of histist plants proved that his results pointed to general rules of inheritance rather than being unsubstantiated ideas. Mendel investigated characters in the garden pea plant that were manifested as two opposing traits, example tall or dwarf plants, yellow or green seeds. This allowed him to set up a basic framework of rules governing inheritance, which was expanded on by later scientists to account for all the diverse natural observations and the complexity inherent in them. Mendel conducted such artificial pollination/cross-pollination experiments using several true breeding pea lines. A true breeding line is one that, having undergone continuous self-pollination, shows the stable trait inheritance and expression for several generations. Mendel selected 14 true breeding pea plant varieties, as pairs which were similar except for one character with contrasting traits. Some of the contrasting traits selected were smooth or wrinkled seeds, yellow or green seeds, inflated, full, or constricted green or yellow pods, and tall or dwarf plants. Figure 4.1, Table 4.1.
Thanks for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe.